Coming up with new ideas for your fills and solos can be overwhelming, but what if you could just take 3 simple sticking patterns and turn them into hundreds of creative combinations around the kit? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this so you can unlock endless combinations to use in your fills and solos. There's a PDF containing all the exercises in this video in the description, so just hit the link to download that and let's dive in. So the first sticking we're going to use is a really simple right-left, just 2 singles, but we're going to play right-hand accent, and it sounds great if you can hit a rim shot as well on this, and the left hand's going to be a ghost note. So really slowly, we're just going to practice this on the snare drum or on a practice pad, and it will sound like this. So we're really trying to get nice clean rim shots and the ghost notes about 1 inch off the drum to add that dynamic contrast and texture. Okay, so once that's comfortable, now we can have a go moving the right hand around the drum kit. Also, if you are a left-handed player, then just flip the stickings and do the exact same. So we're going to move the right hand or the lead hand around the drum kit and just have a play around with some accent ideas. Okay, great. So once you got that together, that's sticking 1. The second sticking, we're going to add another left hand on the end. So this becomes a 3-note pattern, and we're going to go right, left, left. Again, we're going to keep that right hand or dominant hand accented and the other 2 hands ghosted. So because this is a 3-note grouping, you kind of get that playing over the bar line feeling. So a really great exercise to do this is either, if you can, play the left foot hi-hat on quarter notes. If not, that's totally fine. Just put the metronome on quarter notes. And you're basically going to play 1 E and R, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. It's quite a long demonstration, but it will take 3 bars for the 16th notes to resolve completely back to beat 1. So this is a really great exercise to do just to get used to hearing that 3-note against the 16th notes, right? Because we're counting in 4/4 time, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and which is grouped in 4s, and this is a grouping of 3. So we need to get comfortable hearing that. But what this will do is it'll just unlock your ideas. You're going to play over the bar line more, and your ideas are going to sound more syncopated and, less kind of obviously on the beat. So it's worth working on. Now we can move that around the drum kit, so we can just play accents on any surface, and we're just playing those 2 ghost notes in between. Now here's where it gets more interesting. If we combine sticking 1 with sticking 2, we get a 5-note pattern. So this is getting a little more difficult, but the ideas get really interesting here. So if we play right, left, which is our first sticking, and then right, left, left, we get 5 notes. This gets a little bit trickier, but because it's 5 notes, it's going to resolve every 5 bars. Sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So now you can move this one around the drum kit and mix and match, so you can either play 2s or 3s. I'd recommend doing this really slowly because it's easy to get lost here as to which 16th or which beat you're up to. So I'd highly recommend putting the click on and making sure you have the click as a pulse or reference. And also as well, it's a really good idea to kind of count 1 at the top of each bar. Just make sure that you're keeping track of where the 1 is. So this alone can be really great for, drum solos. You could just use these 2 stickings once you're comfortable with them. You're going to have to practice playing the right left on the offbeats or the off 16ths, because if you play a 3, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E, then your right hand stickings or your dominant hand stickings are going to be on the E's and R's. So I'd recommend practicing that so you could play 1 set of 3 and then playing the rest all on offbeats. And then, of course, if you play another 3, it's going to flip it back on the beat. So you can have a play around with flipping it on and off. So now for the third sticking, we're going to incorporate the kick drum, and here's where the magic happens. So we're going to use our right, left, left, and add a kick drum on the end. So this is going to be a grouping of 4. So we get right, left, left, kick. So this is a great sticking, and it sounds like this. So now if we speed that up a little bit, we can move it around the drum kit and orchestrate some different ideas. So now the idea here is that we can now improvise with these 3 stickings. So you've got your 2-note groupings, right, left, right, left. You've got your 3-note groupings, right, left, left, right, left, left. And then we've now got a 4-note grouping, right, left, left, kick. So start really slowly, but take these stickings and just improvise with them. I would recommend starting at like 30 or 40 beats per minute with 16th notes on, which is going to be incredibly slow, but this will give you enough time to process the different stickings and give you time to iron out the different feelings of coordination that's going to happen when you're going through interchanging these ideas. So it'll sound like this. I'll put the metronome on 30 BPM, and we're just going to play really slowly. So this will take some time to get used to, but stick with it. And the more that you play these ideas, the more familiar they'll become. And then you can have a go just slowly increasing the metronome, improvising between these ideas. And I find that if you pick one that you always come back to as your home base, it could just be the right, left, right, left. So you're just going to go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, kick, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. So that way then you kind of offload some mental stress there by having one as a home base that you always play, and then you're just interjecting or forcing these other ideas in. So that will sound something like this. So spend some time working on these, and then as you get faster, you can incorporate them and come up with some pretty cool ideas. So play around with these 3 combinations, and then you can pick 3 of your own stickings and see what ideas you can come up with. So, take some stickings, play them really slowly on a practice pad or on a snare, and then orchestrate them around the drum kit and mix and match for some cool combinations to use in your fills and solos. If you want to take your drumming further, I offer one-on-one online drum coaching. If you're interested in that, hit the link in the description and I'll be in touch. Don't forget to grab the PDF containing all the exercises in this video, and if you're looking for some ways to apply the 6-stroke roll into your beats, fills, and solos, then check out this video here on how to do that.